Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, or WWDC, took place in Apple Park yesterday. The event is usually used to make software announcements and sometimes hardware announcements. We got all that and more yesterday, so in this video, let's take a look at some of the cool things that Apple announced. Here's what's coming in 2023 and beyond. We started the event with hardware announcements for the Mac, starting with the MacBook Air. Apple announced the MacBook Air 15-inch, which is an upgrade from the 13-inch MacBook Air which existed previously. The new 15-inch MacBook Air has many of the same features as the 13-inch counterpart, but it has a bigger screen which might be attractive to some with vision impairments. They also announced the Mac Studio and Mac Pro, both now getting M2 Ultra chips. This is Apple's most powerful chip ever. That's pretty cool. All these new Macs from Apple will be available from next week, so we won't have long to wait before we get an idea of their true potential. Next, it was on to iOS 17. When you call someone in iOS 17, you'll be able to customize the screen that they see when they receive your call. This could be a huge feature for those with sight loss, because it'll make the screens much more unique. You'll also be able to see a live transcript as people leave you voicemail. Check-in notifications will tell a family member or friend that you've arrived at your location safely. And Name Drop will also be coming to iOS 17, allowing you to share your phone number by simply tapping your phone off another person's phone or Apple Watch. There's a new journaling app to store your memories and precious moments, and in a really cool feature for those with sight loss, when you turn your locked phone sideways, you'll get a new large print interface with widgets such as the time, the calendar, and whatever developers can come up with. This could be a game changer for those who have low vision. After the excitement of the iPhone, it was time to move on to macOS. Now, the exciting thing about macOS at WWDC isn't even the new features, it's the name. And this year's name is macOS Sonoma. Sonoma isn't just a cool name though, it's also got lots of great new features. You can add widgets to your desktop for the first time, providing vital information front and center on your screen. The widgets hide away beautifully when you open apps. The Mac is also getting a new gamer mode. This gives the game you're playing the full power of the Mac's computation, and it will also reduce latency for AirPods and game controllers. Speaking of AirPods, they're getting a new adaptive audio feature. After the Mac and AirPods news, it was on to the Apple Watch, which is getting widgets. And a really cool new feature in the Mindfulness app to let you track your daily mood. This daily mood tracking is also coming to the Health app on the iPhone, so if you don't have an Apple Watch, you'll still be able to track this valuable mental health metric. Of course, all this information will be logged securely on the Health app on iPhone. After talking about mental health, it was time to talk about vision health. Myopia, or nearsightedness, is one of the most common causes of vision impairment, and Apple are introducing two new features to try and reduce it. Daylight tracking uses the ambient sensor in the Apple Watch to make sure that your child is getting enough daylight each day. And near screen detection will provide a notification if you're too close to a screen. That was all from Apple's existing platforms.
But we do have one more thing.
That one more thing was Apple's Vision Pro headset. The Vision Pro headset is designed like swimming goggles, with screens and lenses on the inside. When you're wearing the Vision Pro, what you're effectively seeing is the real world, but with a virtual overlay on top of it. So when you put it on, you'll first see your home screen. The home screen will be in the real world, but it will have your app icons overlaid on top. It'll have all the apps that you're used to, such as Safari, Keynote, Photos, and Apple TV+. So you can watch shows on massive screens, for example. It's unclear how developers will use this technology, but it's going to allow a lot of creativity because you can augment the world in any way, shape or form. We'll need to wait and see if apps like Seeing AI or Be My Eyes come to the Vision Pro, but it was an exciting announcement to end this year's WWDC. If you like event recaps like this from a more accessible perspective, subscribe to the NCBI Labs YouTube channel.